See this? Do you see this? Do you see this? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm finally doing a huge book haul. I've been waiting to do this for like a week now ish, because the package just came around 5 days ago and I just stored it in the corner of my room because I wanted to open it in this video. So yeah, we're doing it right now, and I wanted to say a few things first. As you can see from the title, I am just getting back into reading again, and if it wasn't for the quarantine I probably wouldn't have gotten back into reading like full force back into reading. I didn't like stop reading. I would usually read a book or two per year, which I know is really bad, but still I still consider it reading. But I was an avid reader when I was younger, around grade 8 to 10, and then after that it started phasing out. And I do want to say that I did reread Percy Jackson around December of last year, so that definitely is before quarantine, so you could say that I did start reading again before the quarantine started. I wanted to film this video as soon as possible, but I only had the time now because it's the weekend and I'm kind of done my school stuff for now. I've just finished an exam, some homeworks, and I watched a couple lectures, so I'm pretty good for now. Anyways, before I open this package, I do, what else do I want to say? So it's super cheap, that's why I bought a ton, because I wanted to start collecting more books and fill up our bookcases, because it's been a couple years since we bought our bookcases and it's not full yet. So that's my goal for now, is collecting books. And like I said, if it wasn't for the quarantine I wouldn't have bought more books, I guess. I do buy books every now and again, and I do buy my books at thrift stores because I do find new books very expensive. They're around $15 to $20-ish, depends on what kind of book. It depends if it's a paperback, if it's a new release, if it's a hardcover, you know. And I usually don't buy new books, except if they're for a gift, obviously. But usually I don't really buy new books. I usually buy them off of thrift stores like Value Village and Goodwill. And if you think that you can only buy vintage, like, or really old used books in thrift stores, then you're kind of wrong, because these days you can actually find very recent and mint condition books in thrift stores, which is really good. Yeah, but when the quarantine started, obviously all the thrift stores were closed, and I just was so determined to buy books because I wanted to, because it was the quarantine. I was so bored and just wanted to collect books at that time, which, yeah. So I wanted to collect books, and so obviously I didn't have much options. I was thinking about buying books off of Kijiji and the Facebook marketplace, but obviously because of the lockdown and social distancing, I was a bit iffy and I didn't want to risk it yet, so I didn't want to do that option. So the only option that I had was to buy it online. One last thing that I want to mention is I did use the Goodreads app as a tool if I want to buy the book or not. I did base my decisions if the book had a high rating in Goodreads. And I know if you're like a bookworm, or if you use Goodreads, you may or may not think that Goodreads is unreliable, because I've read some things about it, and I think it's half and half. People like it, people don't like it, but I have seen a couple comments that they think Goodreads is not a reliable source if you're trying to see if a book is good or not, because people are biased in the app. I don't know, but in my opinion, I like the app. I've been using it for so long now. I think I've been using it since I was 13, 14, and they do have a point. I don't disagree with them, but then again, it's normal, it's a common thing. I don't think people would agree with anything, because people disagree on all sorts of things, not just books, but with movies, culture, food. We all have different opinions, we all have different perspectives. So I'm still going to use Goodreads. I still think it's a good platform or tool to see if a book is good or not. I still use it. I think it's very, in my opinion, it's very reliable. But I did have some experience that, for example, I read We Were Liars, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It didn't leave a big impact. It was okay, but other people liked it. It has a 3.8, I think, on Goodreads. So that means people, like the majority of people who read We Were Liars liked it. And that's okay, I respect the decision. So that doesn't mean I'm not gonna use Goodreads anymore just because the majority of the people disagree with what I think about a book. One person can like a book and you don't, or you might like a book and the other person doesn't, and that's okay, because that's life. It happens. We can't agree on everything. So yeah, just wanted to say that for all the books, guys, all the books that I bought are based off of Goodreads ratings. So if you don't like that, then that's okay. You do you and I'ma do me. But all of these books are at least, I think, 3.7 or 3.8 off of Goodreads. Getting a 3.7 or 8 in Goodreads is already really good. Because, you know, a lot of people read, and to get a 3.8 is, like, for me, in my opinion, is already really high. So I'm just opening this huge box. I'm super excited, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm just gonna put this down. This is it. Okay, first book is Trouble Makes a Comeback by Stephanie Tromley. Guys, it's so pretty. Okay, this one's 4.12 out of 5 stars in Goodreads. So that's pretty good. And it's the second book to a series. And I know I remember having second thoughts if I should buy this, because it's a series and it's difficult to collect books in the series if you're buying them separately. But I think this was like $280. It definitely has to be cheap for me to buy it. So I probably convinced myself that I was just gonna read book 1 and 3 through an ebook or something. That's probably why I bought this book. The second one is Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley. Guys, sorry about my pronunciation. I'm probably butchering most of these, but yeah, guys, it's so pretty. It's another hardcover, and yeah, this is definitely a good deal, guys. Oh my god, definitely a good deal. Oh my god, I forgot to read the freaking I forgot to read the description for this one. Okay, I'm gonna read the description and the discover. Oh, okay, this is the thing. I just like looking at it. That's pretty. Okay. It says here, I don't even know the story, guys. These are all new books for me. How do you like life in a fast lane? Digby said. Is it everything you thought it would be? Good question. Achieving high school normal wasn't as hard as Zoe Webster expected, but she's beginning to think Hollywood oversold how much fun it all is. Isn't dating a jock supposed to be one long Instagram dream? Shouldn't she enjoy gossiping 24/7 with her 2 BFFs? And isn't this the last year before the finish line that is Princeton meant to be one of her best? If normal is the high school goal, why can't Zoe get Philip Digby? Decidedly abnormal, completely chaotic, possibly unbalanced, undoubtedly rude, and somehow entirely magnetic, out of her mind. So yeah, I don't even know what to This is the second book, guys. I probably shouldn't be even reading it to you. I don't know. So yeah, let's just continue. So Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley, a novel. There's just Jennifer. There's just a blurb at the back from another author. I'm gonna read this description. Years ago, Rachel had a crush on Henry Jones. The day before she moved away, she tucked a love letter into his favorite book in his family's bookshop. She waited, but Henry never came. Now Rachel has returned to the city and to the bookshop to work alongside the boy she'd rather not see, if at all possible, for the rest of her life. But Rachel needs the distraction and the escape. Her brother drowned months ago and she can't feel anything anymore. She can't see her future. Henry's future isn't looking too promising either. His girlfriend dumped him, the books are slipping away, and his family is breaking apart. As Henry and Rachel work side by side surrounded by books, watching love stories unfold and exchanging letters between pages, they find hope in each other. Because life may be uncontrollable, even unbearable sometimes, but it's possible that words and love and second chances are enough. That sounds cute. Oh guys, I forgot to tell you, like I said, I did buy these books based off of Goodreads ratings, and most of the time I don't read the description or the synopsis because it doesn't help. Sometimes, because I think that's more unreliable than the app, because sometimes the description can sound really good but the whole story is boring. So I usually don't read the synopsis in the book or the description in the Goodreads app. Yeah, I just base off of it if it has a good rating. So yeah, that's how I do it, guys. I usually don't read the descriptions. Oh, I forgot to search up. Okay, I'm doing this video very chaotically. It has 4.08 in the app, so that's a really good one. Next one is another hardcover. Oh my god, The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Cowrie. So this is the book. It's 4.01, so it's really good. And I mostly bought standalone books because that's just the way to go. I don't want to collect series books separately because it's very difficult, guys. Alright, let me read it. She's the most powerful genie of all. He's a boy from the streets. Their love will shake the world. When Aladdin discovers Zara's genie lamp, Zara is thrust back into a world she hasn't seen in hundreds of years. A world where magic is forbidden and Zara's very existence is illegal. She must disguise herself to stay alive using ancient shape-shifting magic until her new master has selected 3 wishes. But when the king of the jinn offers Zara a chance to be free of her lamp forever, she seizes the opportunity only to discover she is falling in love with Aladdin. When saving herself means betraying him, Zara must decide once and for all, is winning her freedom worth losing her heart? As time unravels and her enemies close in, Zara finds herself suspended between danger and desire in this dazzling retelling of the Aladdin story from acclaimed author Jessica Cowrie. Sounds cute! And guys, it's a bit dirty actually. That's okay. I don't really mind. I like all kinds of books. I don't just like new books or old books. I like all kinds of books. And I think they should be treated all equally because they're all beautiful. Stars Uncharted by S.K. Dunstall. It's a cute book. 3.99. So yeah, okay, it's at the back because it's not a hardcover. Obviously, it's a paperback. And okay, so Captain Hammond Roy Stan is a simple cargo runner who has stumbled across the find of a lifetime, the Hassim, a disabled exploration ship and its valuable record of unexplored worlds. His junior engineer, Josun Ariola, said her last assignment was in the Uncharted room, but she's decked out in high-level Bioware that belies her humble backstory. A renowned body modification artist, Nika Rick-Terry, has run afoul of clients who will not take no for an answer. She has to flee off-world and she's dragging along a rookie modder who seems all too experienced in weapons and war. Together, this mismatched crew will end up on one ship, hurling through the lawless riches of deep space with Roy Stan at the helm. Trailed by nefarious company men, they will race to find the most famous lost world of all and riches beyond their wildest dreams. Okay, The Season of You and Me by Robin Constantine. I remember this book. I bought this because it's obviously a romance book and I want to read more romance books, romance YA, because I'm just a sucker for these stories, and it obviously has a good goodreads rating. This one is rated 3.86, which is really good for a romance book. So let me just read the back. Okay, there's actually a description in Goodreads. I'm just gonna read this because this one is read like this, like the two characters, and I think it'll be better if it's like a synopsis from the app. Okay, so Cassidy Emmerich is determined to make this summer the last before her boyfriend heads off to college unforgettable. What she doesn't count on is her boyfriend breaking up with her. Now, instead of being poolside with him, Cass is over 100 miles away, spending the summer with her estranged father and his family at their bed and breakfast at the Jersey Shore, and working as the newest counselor at Camp Manatee. Brian Lakewood, is it the same thing? Brian Lakewood is sick of nevers. It's the same thing. I'm reading the same thing from the book. Okay, never mind. Brian Lakewood is sick of nevers. You'll never walk, you'll never surf, you'll never slow dance with a girl and have her put her head on your shoulder. But this summer, he's back at his camp job and is determined to reclaim his independence and his confidence. Cass is expecting 2 months of healing her broken heart. Brian is expecting a summer of tough adjustments. Neither is expecting to fall in love. So, I'm excited to read this. It sounds good. Okay, this one is Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. Look how cool the cover is. Ooh. Okay, ooh, look at how cute that is. It's in cursive handwriting. Okay, it has a 3.91. This is the letter actually. Maybe a part of the book. It's a letter from Elizabeth Mary Hall to Dr. Fujiyama, but there is a synopsis in the app, so I'm just gonna read that. Welcome to Elsewhere. It is warm with a breeze and the beaches are marvelous. It's quiet and peaceful. You can't get sick or any older. Curious to see new paintings by Picasso? Swing by one of Elsewhere's museums. Need to talk to someone about your problems? Stop by Marilyn Monroe's psychiatric practice. Elsewhere is where 15-year-old Liz Hall ends up after she had died. Where was I? I should have looked at the camera while reading. It is a place so like Earth, yet completely different. Here, Liz will age backward from the day of her death until she becomes a baby again and returns to Earth. Well, that sounds interesting. But Liz wants to turn 16, not 14 again. She wants to get her driver's license, she wants to graduate from high school and go to college. And now that she's dead, Liz is being forced to live a life she doesn't want with a grandmother she has only just met. It is not going well. How can Liz let go of the only life she has ever known and embrace a new one? Is it possible that a life lived in reverse is no different from a life lived forward? This moving, often funny book about grief, death, and loss will stay with the reader long after the last page is turned. That sounds very interesting. This book has been staring at me since I opened the box. I bought the trilogy, Jenny Han's To All the Boys I Loved Before paperback collection. I bought this for $17-ish, like $17.50-ish. So I think it's really cheap. So it was like $5.80, almost $6 for each book, and it's still in plastic, so it's brand new. And I want to open it. And these, oh my god. Okay, the plastic was ripped. Never mind that. I already saw the 2 films, and I think the first film was better than the second one because in the movie, of course, I haven't read the books. In the movie, I just thought that, what's his face? Noah's character was being a total a-hole, and I didn't like him that much. I liked the other guy better, the second lead. Okay, the first book is 4.16. The second book, P.S. I Still Love You, is 4.12, and the last book, Always and Forever, Laura Jean, is 4.13. So these books definitely has to be good. And they're romance again. Like I said, I'm a sucker for these kinds of stories, so I'm really excited for this one. Okay, this one has a cute cover. I love it. The book is called Sometimes We Tell the Truth by Kim Zarins. Look how pretty this is. It's 3.89 in the Goodreads app. Let me read the synopsis. Okay. Jeff boards the bus for the civics class trip to Washington, D.C. with a few things on his mind. First, 6 hours trapped with his classmates sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. 2, he somehow ended up sitting next to his ex-best friend, who he hasn't spoken to in ages. 3, he still feels guilty for the major part he played in pranking his teacher and the trip's chaperone, Mr. Bailey. 4th, and his best friend Cannon, never one to be trusted and banned from the trip, has something big planned for DC. But Mr. Bailey has an idea to keep everyone in line. Each person on the bus is going to have a chance to tell a story. It can be a fact or fiction, realistic or fantastical, dark or funny or sad, it doesn't matter. Each person gets a story, and whoever tells the best one will get an automatic A in the class. But in the middle of all the storytelling, with secrets and confessions coming out, Jeff only has one thing on his mind. Can he live up to the super successful story published in the school newspaper last year that convinced everyone he was someone smart, someone special, and someone with something to say? Well, I butchered the last line. And someone with something to say. That sounds very interesting. I like it. I like it. Ooh, that's a cool one. I like this one. It looks like a classic book. Usually they have like a different colored spine, but that stops here. That's a cute book. Next book. Ooh, this one has a cute cover. Okay, If Birds Fly Back, by Carly Soroziak. Sorry, I keep butchering the name. It has 3.87 on Goodreads. I'm gonna read the back, or the synopsis again. Let's see. Linny's sister Grace ran away in the middle of the night 5 months ago, taking all the color with her and leaving Linny's world in black and white. To try understand why her sister left, she keeps a journal of lost and found, documenting people who disappeared and then come back. Sebastian is about to go to college to study astrophysics. He's obsessed with the mysteries of the universe, can tell you how many galaxies there are, and know how much plutonium weighs. But the one puzzle he can't solve is the identity of his birth father. They never met, but Linny and Sebastian have one thing in common. They are both fascinated by famous novelist and filmmaker Alvaro Herrera, who just reappeared in Miami for the first time since he went missing 3 years ago. As their lives converge around the truth behind Alvaro's disappearance, Linny and Sebastian uncover the answers they've been searching for, and realize that maybe other people had to leave for them to find each other. Whoa, that's cute. Oh, guys, look at the book. It's so cute. It's in print color. Oh, the text is in pink color, and the book is like dust speckles. It's so pretty. Yo. Next book. Did You Ever Have a Family? Guys, look how cool the cover is. It's like burnt, but it's a house. The edges are burnt. By Bill Clegg. Rating for this one, 3.80. Okay. This one, I remember this having a really good rating. And then I was watching Jesse the Reader on YouTube last night, and I saw this in his bookshelf, and I think he was doing like a challenge, like a book challenge or something, and this came up, and he said he really liked this book, so I'm excited to read it now because of him. If I was just looking at the title, I wouldn't have picked this book up because Little Monsters, it doesn't sound interesting to me that much, but it has a 3.98 rating on Goodreads, so that's good. Let me read the synopsis if it sounds good or interesting. Casey is a new girl in Broken Falls. When she moved in with her father, she stepped into a brand new life. A life with a stepbrother, a stepmother, and strangest of all, an adoring younger half-sister. Casey's new life is eerily charming compared with the wild highs and lows of the old one she lived with her volatile mother. And everyone is so nice in Broken Falls. She's even been welcomed into a tight new circle of friends. Bailey and Jade invite her to do everything with them, which is why it's so odd when they start acting distant and when they don't invite her to the biggest party of the year. It doesn't exactly feel like an accident. But Casey will never be able to ask because Bailey never makes it home from the party. Suddenly, Broken Falls doesn't seem so welcoming after all, especially once everyone starts looking at the new girl for answers. Casey is about to learn some very important lessons. Sometimes appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes when you're the new girl, you shouldn't trust anyone. Ooh, it sounds like a mystery. Sounds interesting. Okay, probably why it has a good rating. Based on my freaking... Guys, oh my god, look! Okay, so the first book, remember? The first book? Oh my god. Okay, it's in the bottom of the pile. Okay, so apparently I bought the two. So I'm just missing one book because it's a trilogy. So I'm just missing one book. So probably why I bought the books, because there's two of them. So I probably convinced myself, if I only found one, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But I bought two, so I guess it's okay. Hopefully it's book one. But with my luck, it's probably book 3. Yeah, it's book 3. That's okay. So I'm only missing one. This one is rated 4.11. So I'm not gonna read the synopsis because it's book 3. Yeah. But yeah, I want to take out the stickers, but I'll do it later because it's too time consuming. Last book in the first box, in Darkling Wood by Emma Carroll. Loading. It's 3.90. Okay, let me read the synopsis. When Alice's brother is finally granted the opportunity to receive a heart transplant, Alice is suddenly bundled off to her estranged grandmother in Nell's house. There's nothing good about staying with Nell except the beautiful Darkling Wood at the end of her garden. But for some reason, Nell wants to have it cut down. Alice is at home in the woods. It's the only place she feels at peace when she thinks about her brother. And she even finds a friend there, Flo. But Flo doesn't go to the local school and no one in town has heard of her. After Flo shows Alice the surprising secrets of Darkling Wood, Alice wonders, what is real? Will saving the wood help her brother recover? And can one little girl defend something so despised and feared? Yeah, that's the end. This is the next box. Okay, this is kind of exhausting. Please, camera, don't die on me. Okay. First book, Between the Tides by Patty Callahan Henry. Looks very dramatic. 3.91, so it's pretty good. Okay, this book is a book in a series, and the series is very long. The reason I bought this book is I already read this series a long time ago when I was younger, around 8 years ago. It's called the Mother and Daughter Book Club series, and I have the first book. Should I grab it? I'll grab it. Give me a sec. So this is the first book. I think I got this in the Philippines before I moved here. I read it I think the first or second year that when I was in Canada, and I wasn't really exposed to the book world just yet. I wasn't familiar with series and stuff. But when we moved here, our mom wanted us to get library cards because, you know, we're kids, and I'm very thankful for her that she did that because of that was one of the reasons why I also got into reading, because of the library. Because libraries here are awesome. Libraries in first world countries are freaking awesome, and that's how I discovered it was a series, because I think I searched up the author in the search bar on the library website, and yeah, I had 5 or 4 books at that time. And then while I was reading it, I think I read it for like a couple months, the 6th book was released and I stopped reading. It's been a while since I finished the series, but this is the 2nd book. I think this is the last one, I'm pretty sure, because this was published at 2016. And the reason why I stopped reading, because the sixth book, the book before this, was released in 2012 and this was released in 2016, so there was a 4-year gap, guys. So before reading this, I definitely have to read it again. I really love it. It's basically about obviously mother and daughter book clubs. I think there's 2 separate book clubs. A book club for the mothers and a book club for the daughters, and they're all friends, they're all close. Okay guys, I'm basing this off of a memory from years ago, and they usually read classics in the book club, like Little Women, Daddy Long Legs, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, I'm reading the synopsis, okay, the description for this one in the app. The Mother and Daughter Book Club goes to summer camp in the 7th and final installment of the Mother and Daughter Book Club series. After so many summers together, Emma, Jess, Megan, Becca, and Cassidy are reunited for one final hurrah before they go their separate ways. The plan is to spend their summer as counselors at Camp Lovejoy in a scenic remote corner in New Hampshire, but things get off to a rocky start when their young charges are stricken with a severe case of homesickness. Luckily, the girls have a perfect cure in mind. Yeah, so I forgot to mention that these books have a lot of perspectives. It's kind of like the Heroes of Olympus series. There's 5 characters, and it kind of alternates between the characters' perspectives of telling the story, and I really like that. I think this is the first book that I read that had a lot of perspectives, and I really enjoyed it. It was very interesting to see because all the characters have different. There's a lot. I think there's like 4 or 5 girls, and I really enjoyed reading all of their perspectives because they all have different personalities, and yeah, I really like it. Next book is called What Blooms from Dust by James Markert. Look how pretty the cover is. Guys, look. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love the border. It's like roses and vines. It's rated 3.98, so it's pretty good. Let me read the back. Just as Jeremiah Goodbye, that's his last name. Just as Jeremiah Goodbye is set to meet his fate in the electric chair, he is given a second chance in life. With the flip of a coin, he decides to return to his hometown of Nowhere, Oklahoma, to settle the score with his twin brother Josiah. Upon his escape, he enters a world he doesn't recognize, one that has been overtaken by the Dust Bowl in capital letters, capital D, capital B, and the gift he once relied on to guide him is an unrecognizable as the path back to nowhere, capital N. On his journey home, Jeremiah accidentally rescues a young boy, and the pair arrive at their destination, where they are greeted by darkened skies and fearful townspeople who have finally begun to let the past few years of hardship bury them under the weight of all that dust. Unlikely heroes, Jeremiah and his new companion, Peter Cotton, try to protect the residents of Nowhere from themselves, but Jeremiah must face his nightmares and free himself from the guilt of his past and the secrets that destroyed his family. Filled with mystery and magic, this exquisite novel from award-winning author James Markert is a story of finding hope in the midst of darkness and discovering the beauty of unexpected kindness. Comment down below if you've read any of these books and if you liked it or not, but please no spoilers because I do not enjoy spoilers. Next book is The Running Dream by Wendelin Van Dranen. I think this one is one of the more expensive books that I bought in this package. I think it's around $4 or $5 or $6, $4 to $6, I'm not sure. And the reason why I bought this, like, look guys, there's a fold mark, but I have to suck it up. Anyways, this is the same author who wrote the book Flipped, which is also a movie. I didn't buy the book because of the author. I bought the book because it was high rated on Goodreads. The author was just a plus because I found it very interesting that this is the same author of Flipped. And before I found that out, the cover did remind me of Flipped because it's just like the title and one object in the middle of the book, and it's just plain white, which is so similar to Flipped because Flipped is just plain white and then a chick that's upside down in the middle of the cover, so like this one. So yeah, it's rated 4.31 on Goodreads, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna read the back really quick. Running is the thing that makes Jessica feel most alive. So when she loses a leg in a tragic accident, she is shattered inside out. The doctors say she'll walk again with a prosthetic limb, but to Jessica that's cold comfort. Walking isn't running, and at this point, just standing up causes her to shake. As she struggles to re-enter her life, Jessica gets to know Rosa as a girl with cerebral palsy and begins to see that her future is full of opportunities. Soon, Jessica starts to wonder, is it possible to cross new finish lines? The Running Dream is an inspiring story about Jessica's fight to reclaim what she's lost and the distance she'll go to take Rosa with her. Okay, second one is from the same author. It's called Wild Bird, and I'm pretty sure this is high rated too. It has 4.25. That's really, really good. And it's hardcover. Oh my god. This book is new. Can you hear the spine cracking? It's cute. Let me see in the dust jacket. Oh, that's cute. I like it's also dust speckled. It's like there's dust speckles. It's cute. Guys, look. It's so pretty. 3:47 a.m. That's when they come for Ren Clemens. She hustled out of her house and into a waiting car, then a plane, and then taken on a forced march in the desert. This is what happens to kids who've gone so far off the rails their parents don't know what to do with them anymore. This is wilderness therapy camp. The Ren who arrives in the Utah desert is angry and bitter, and blaming everyone but herself. But angry can put up a tent. A bitter won't start a fire. Ren's going to admit she needs help if she's going to survive. In her most incisive and insightful book yet, beloved author Gwendolyn Van Dranen offers a remarkable portrait of a girl who took a wrong turn and got lost, but who may be able to find her way back again in the vast, harsh desert. Okay, this sounds very interesting, and I feel like I'm gonna relate, kind of, because I like stories and watching shows like people who went off the wrong path and then got back on the right track again. So I'm really excited to read this. Okay, it says at the back, there's like a couple lines at the back. It says 8 weeks of survivalist camping in the desert. 8 weeks to turn your life around. Yeah, right. Next book is called Finding You by Lydia Albano. Isla is kidnapped from a train platform in broad daylight and thrust into a nightmare when she is sold to a sadistic aristocrat. Locked in a dungeon with a dozen other girls, Isla's only comfort is the locket and the memory of the boy she loves. But as the days pass and more girls disappear, she realizes that help is not coming. If they are going to survive, they will have to escape on their own. It sounds interesting. I like it. I was wanting like a longer description. I like mystery stuff. Next book is called The Chaos of Standing Still. Guys, look how pretty the cover is. It's rated 3.89. Let me read the back. Okay, it's a bit, my voice. Rin has one unread text message on her phone, and it's been there for almost a year. She hasn't tried to read it. She can't, she won't, but that one message is the last thing her best friend ever said to her before she died. Oh my god, it's a sad book. But as Rin finds herself trapped in the Denver International Airport on New Year's Eve, thanks to a never-ending blizzard on the 1-year anniversary of her best friend's death, fate literally runs into her, and his name is Xander. When the two accidentally swap phones, Rin and Xander are thrust into the chaos of an unforgettable all-night adventure filled with charming, mysterious strangers, a secret New Year's Eve bash, and a possible Illuminati conspiracy hidden within the airport. But as the bizarre night continues, all Rin can think about is the one unread text message. It follows her wherever she goes because Rin can't get her brilliantly wild and free-spirited best friend out of her head. Rin can't move on, but tonight, for the first time ever, she's trying. Maybe that's a start. As moving as it is funny, The Chaos of Standing Still is a heartwarming story about the earth-shattering challenges life throws at us and the unexpected strangers who help us along the way. It sounds really good. It sounds interesting. I want to know what the text message is. Okay, next book. Fatal Inheritance by Rachel Reese. This book is rated 3.84 in Goodreads. Okay, let me just read the back. She didn't have an enemy in the world until she inherited a fortune. London, 1948. Eve Forrester has been dreaming of finding the courage to leave her stifling marriage and grey, gloomy house when out of the blue she receives a letter. A wealthy stranger has left her a mysterious inheritance, and in order to find out more, she must travel to the south of France. So I'm assuming this is France. There, Eve discovers she has been bequeathed an enchanting villa overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, and suddenly, life could not be more glamorous. But while she rubs shoulders with the rich and famous, challengers to her unexplained fortune begin to emerge. Challengers who would love to see Eve gone forever. Alone in paradise, Eve must unlock the story behind her surprise bequest before her unexpected twist of fate turns deadly. Okay, this sounds really interesting. And I have a feeling that in the end of the book, like very end, the author is going to reveal how she got the inheritance, and it sounds really interesting. I'm excited to read that. Okay, next book. Space Between Words by Michelle Phoenix. Cute. When Jessica regains consciousness in a French hospital on the day after the Paris attacks, all she can think about after is fleeing the sight of the horror she survived. But Patrick, the steadfast friend who hasn't left her side, urges her to reconsider her decision. Worn down by his insistence, she reluctantly agrees to follow through with the trip they planned before the tragedy. I cannot read. During a stop at a country flea market, Jessica finds a faded document concealed in an antique. As new friends help her to translate the archaic French, they uncover the story of Adeline Ballard, a young woman who lived centuries before. Her fate condemned, her life endangered, her community decimated by the Huguenot persecution. I'm just going to insert the word here. Huguenot persecution. Determined to learn the Ballard family's fate, Jessica retraces her flight from France to England, spurred on by a need she doesn't understand. That's very interesting. Again, it's a mystery and like investigating something, so I'm excited to read this. Next book, my camera's dying. Be Frank with Me by Julia Cleburne Johnson. Cute cover. I think it's a boy. Looks like a boy with a hat that's too big. 3.89. Let me read the description in the app because it's kind of like all over the place here. Reclusive literary legend Mimi Banning has been holed up in her Bel Air mansion for years. But now she's writing her first book in decades, and to ensure timely completion, her publisher sends an assistant to monitor her progress. Mimi reluctantly complies with a few stipulations. No Ivy Leaguers or English majors. Must drive, cook, tidy. Computer whiz, good with kids, quiet, discreet, sane. When Alice Whitley arrives at the Banning mansion, she's put to work right away as a full companion to Frank, the writer's eccentric 9-year-old, a boy with the wit of Noel Coward, the wardrobe of a 1930s movie star, and very little in common with his fellow fourth graders. Okay, it is actually a small boy. As she gets to know Frank, Alice becomes consumed with finding out who his father is, how his gorgeous piano teacher and itinerant male role model, Sander again, fits into the Banning family equation, and whether Mimi will ever finish that book, full of heart and countless only in Hollywood moments. Be Frank with Me is a captivating, heartwarming story of an unusual mother and son, and the intrepid young woman who finds herself irresistibly pulled into their unforgettable world. Cute story. Okay, next book is Carousel Beach by Orly Koenig. Cute cover. It looks like a summer read to me. It's 3.96, and let me read the back. A cryptic letter on her grandmother's grave and a puzzling inscription on a carousel horse lead artist, Maya Bryce, to 90-year-old Hank Hosser, while stripping chipped layers of paint from old horses and peeling fragmented Memories from their mysterious carver, Maya untangles the intertwined secrets of love, heartbreak, and misunderstandings among 3 generations of strong-willed women. Ooh, another cryptic letter. Probably. Oh my god. This book is like just $23 Canadian. Whoa. And it's only paperback. Interesting. Next book, Soldier Boy. This is the cover. It's Soldier Boy by Kelly Hutton. Afterward by Ricky Richard Anywhere. Cute cover. It's an illustration. It's 4.41. So imagine when I saw this in the in the markdown section. I was like, what? And it's probably like $3. So I'm really excited. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. An unforgettable novel based on the life of Ricky Richard Anywhere, who at age 14 was forced to fight as a soldier in the guerrilla army of notorious Ugandan warlord Joseph Kony. Okay, sounds like a true story. Here's the astonishing true story. Here's the astonishing true story of Ricky Richard Anywhere, abducted in 1989 at age 14 to fight in the Ugandan Civil War, one of Africa's longest running conflicts. Ricky is trained, armed, and sent to battle government troops alongside his brutal kidnappers, but over his 2.5 years of enslavement, he never stops dreaming of escape. Here is also the story, set 20 years later, of a fictional character named Samuel, a boy deathly afraid of trusting anyone ever again. And representative of the thousands of child soldiers Ricky has helped rehabilitate as founder of the internationally acclaimed charity Friends of Orphans. Working closely with Ricky himself, Kelly Hutton, the author, has written a powerful, life-affirming novel about 2 young heroes, unbreakable spirit, and indomitable courage in the face of unimaginable horror. I'm sorry, I can't read. It sounds great, guys. It sounds great. I love reading true stories. I love reading books or movies that are based on true stories. I found it really interesting. So yeah, guys, that is it for my huge book haul. Thank you so much for watching this very long video. Hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Oh my gosh, so many books!
$2 each?
Well, kind of. The cheapest one are like $2.80 each.
Wait, so you're telling me it's more than 60 bucks?
Yeah. I just said that because...
Yeah, I know. How much is it? Like 90?
100. More than 100, like 110.
You're gonna read all of it?
Oh yeah, 110. Okay, my bad. 120. 120. No, 130.
Yo, I feel that like a shop. Like a whole shop. I want to do it alphabetically.
Who cares?
I do. Okay, we have to go rid of this stuff because...
Do it color coded. I think it looks better color coded.
No. What about the series?
Some
people color code their book, but that's not for me. It's so pretty. Okay, we have to get rid of that.